And when it came to paperwork, she was incredible. And it's interesting being as the mother, I mean, why didn't I know my daughter was good at paperwork? I have no idea.
Yeah.
But not
Just
until she
seeing
was
it
in the
different light.
position.
Yeah.
When she got in that position, I was like, holy cow, you're amazing.
Good afternoon and welcome to Dollars and Cents, the R4 Remax edition. We are live from Las Vegas and we are recording here at the Global Remax Convention. Super excited to be here, and we're going to do a couple of podcast episodes from here this week. So you guys will be spoiled. You'll get to meet some of the best Remax agents from around the globe, and I am super excited to bring them to you this week and in the coming weeks. And today we have with us Jennifer Bullock.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Wilmington, North Carolina.
Yes. So Jennifer hails from Wilmington.
Yes.
And I've been on your podcast
You
too.
have, and thank you.
Yes. Well, you were my inspiration. You were amazing. And you have interviewed
you've
pretty
done
incredible people.
Yeah, but you've taken it to the next level. I'm impressed.
Yeah. I don't know. We're getting there.
We're doing good. I'm so proud.
Yeah.
Yes, happy for you.
Thank you. And I'm happy for you too. It's really exciting to be here. So let's tell the viewers a little bit about, let's start and talk about your journey through real estate, because everybody has a story from what they did before real estate.
Yeah, so I was a high school teacher. I had a master's degree in education, and I taught science. I taught biology, honors biology, and earth and environment. And what made me leave teaching and go into real estate was a bad marriage, to be honest. And when I realized that teachers in North Carolina make no money.
Isn't that sad?
It's sad. It's horrible.
Sad.
And I didn't really realize that until I started calling around, like what could I afford, and realized that truly nothing. There was nothing. And my kids were little.
And you were about to be on your own.
Yeah. So I made the journey. I made the leap of faith into real estate and never looked back.
That's a big leap. You're about to be on your own. You're going to go commission based.
100% commission. It did take me like 2 or 3 years to actually get a divorce. So I got it early on. 2007 is when I got my real estate license, and got divorced 2010.
Yeah. Wow.
But it's a I love real estate. To me, it's hard. It's 100% commission.
Yeah.
That's scary.
And it's 24/7. Yeah. And nobody tells you that when you get started. Like you answer the phone when the phone rings.
You have to.
Yeah.
And those hours are when nobody else is working, right? So,
Yes.
I mean, dinner.
Yeah, evenings and weekends when they're free.
Yes.
Yeah.
No longer have a dinner.
Are you originally from Wilmington?
Born and raised in Wilmington.
Nice. So you're a true local.
I'm a true local, which is really hard to find in Wilmington. It's like everybody calls me the unicorn.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful place. We're right at the beach. We're an hour from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. But the job market is not great, which is why people leave.
Gotcha.
And COVID did wonders because people could work from home.
Nice. So your move out market stayed put.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Where Hampton Roads is a transient market too, because there's so much military. And so it is very rare to find somebody who's like from Hampton Roads, which is crazy. All right. So you started as a teacher. I think, by the way, side note, as a broker, when we were recruiting, we look for teachers and military, and anybody in service, like food service and stuff like that. They make great realtors because they're used to serving people,
helping people.
That's teaching people. And real estate is largely, there's so much guidance that we do.
That's
teaching
true.
other people.
Yeah, that you're right, because most people will be like, oh, I've sold my house before, but it's been 10 years ago.
Yeah. Right? Or they've never done it, and they're about to make the biggest investment of their life.
That's exactly
which is
right.
Crazy.
Yeah.
All right. So when we were thinking about the podcast, one of the things that really struck me for interviewing you is that you work with family. And that is a whole different dynamic. So one of our pillars of the podcast is family success. And I love talking to other people who are leaders and bring other people up with them, in particular family members. So talk to me. Well, first, tell us about your team. You have a team.
Okay, I do have a team. There's 8 agents on the team, 6 full-time agents, then 2 staff. Yeah. Both of the staff are my children. Nice. My oldest daughter, Allie, is a licensed agent. My youngest daughter, Grayson, is working towards that licensure. But honestly, I kind of fell into it because Allie, being the she, was getting early release from high school because she had taken all the classes and she was done by like 10:30. And she thought at that time in her life that, hanging out at Wrightsville Beach with her boyfriend all day was exactly.
Be fun.
She thought it was going to happen.
Oh,
And I
yeah.
was like,
Not
no,
under my
no, you have to get a job. You got early release for a job, get the job.
Yeah.
So she worked at Chick-fil-A several months and hated it. And still, I was like, we got to do something. And at the time, I really needed help. And
Yeah.
so when she first started with me, I just had her do busy work. I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, like make flyers, the things that we just don't have time, that need to be
Yeah.
done, just don't have time to do
Yeah.
it. A couple of months into it, I realized that uncanny, like she is so OCD. And when it came to paperwork, she was incredible,
Yeah.
incredible. And it's interesting being as the mother. I mean, why didn't I know my daughter was good at paperwork? I have no idea.
Yeah.
But not
Just
until she
seeing
was
it
in the
different light.
position. Yeah.
Yeah.
When she got in that, like as a mother,
Family
daughter.
unit.
Yeah.
Not
yeah.
talk real estate. We have a hard
That's
time not talking real estate at home too.
that's
Because we're
all you
multi-generation.
do. Yeah. Oh, that's
Yes.
right. You are.
Yeah.
So how was that? So did you work for your parents then?
Yeah. So my dad retired from the Navy, and
Wow.
then I was still active duty when I got my real estate license to see if I'd like it. And same
Wow.
thing. So I was the child. I was in their seat.
Wow. So how
And
was that for you?
you know, it's different. I would say my hardest thing, my dad and I always got along, and he was Navy and I was Navy, and I followed his
Mm,
footsteps in a lot of ways. And I was probably the easy child now
yeah.
being as a parent looking at it. But I would say that the hardest thing for me was learning to talk money with my dad
Mm,
as a
business.
business partner,
Yeah.
not as father daughter. And
Yeah.
sometimes and learning how to disagree and say, Dad, I'm disagreeing as your business partner and not as your daughter. Like, I'm going to
Fair.
respectfully disagree on this, but we're
Okay.
not going to see eye to eye. And usually, you know, in the tedious things like I remember he used to paint when he'd flip a house, he'd paint it all white. And I came in, this is many, many moons ago, and I would paint it a color called accessible beige, like this color
Yeah.
with white trim. And the
Is
first
that
time we
like
finally did,
2000s, like early
yes,
2000s, of
early
course.
2000s,
Yeah.
right?
That was,
So we made that transition from like creamy white to
yeah.
like beige.
Yeah. Now it's
And
gray, but
now
yes.
it's great. Now we're coming kind of back full circle.
Yes.
But when we first did it, I remember saying, Dad, we got to get rid of the white. And he was like, okay, let's give that color that you're talking about a try. And we did, and it worked great. And 99% of the time, and then we did that for years, like
Oh,
decades.
nice.
But 99% of the time, we always agreed. But it's hard as a daughter sometimes to speak up
Yeah.
because you're
Fair.
used to being the daughter, and you just kind
That's
of
fair.
take those, you know,
Oh,
it's
I've
your
never thought about it
dad,
that way.
even when you
Yeah.
disagree. So, you know,
That's
when you're start
interesting.
talking things like commission splits and things and financials that
Mm,
you wouldn't have that dynamic
yeah.
if you were
That's
just
fair.
father daughter, you know,
Yeah.
as business partners. But I would say
Is your
in
dad
the
still
end,
with us?
no, he's retired. He is
Oh.
still with us. He's amazing. Now he gets to be straight peepaw. He
Ah,
doesn't
nice.
like he'll ask us questions about real estate. We'll laugh at some of, you know, I'll tell him when a client, you know, that we've worked with for decades comes back and he enjoys the stories. And
Oh.
but yeah, we have a great relationship. And he really, you know, he's the hardest working person I know. So he was
Mm,
an inspiration for me. And so I am very blessed in that regard, but it was not
yeah.
always easy.
No, it's not easy.
No.
And you had asked what the best thing about it is. For me, if I talk about it as a business person, real estate is a high turnover rate,
Yeah.
right? And it's hard, but if you have two people on your team that are related to you, it is in their best interest for everybody to be successful,
Yes.
right? And so that has
Yes.
been, I mean, like when Allie, I now have Allie recruiting for me because when she speaks about the team,
It's personal to her.
it's
Yes.
personal.
Yes.
And
We
it's her
always say
name.
that.
It's her
Yes.
namesake. And that's a big deal.
Yes. We always say that. And, you know, my sister works for me
Yeah.
now on our team and or with me, I would say. I wouldn't even say she works for me because I like to think of my team members as
Yeah.
business partners.
Together. I'd
Yeah,
agree with you.
together.
Yeah, me too.
But she works with me, and we always say nobody is ever going to care about your family team as much
That,
as your family will. And you're right; it's your
that's right.
namesake and your reputation.
That's right. That's
So
right.
yeah, they have a
So I
vested
love
interest.
that. And spending the time together and kind of watching them grow and flourish and
Yeah,
become women. I mean, it's hard to see your
fun.
children that way though.
Yeah. Now you think they're going to stay in real estate?
Um, I think that Allie, there's no question. Like
Yeah.
she's been doing it so long now. It is like second nature. She is incredible with her knowledge. I mean, and her ability to articulate it so well. Grayson, I feel like probably, but she's also young and she's relatively new into
Yeah.
it. So it'll be interesting.
She's incredible. I met her at
R4 last year.
Yes.
And
I was gonna
Lottery,
say,
she did, yeah.
I sat across from her at R4 lunch
Yes.
last year. And she is smart. And I can see that whole social media, just conversing with her, you realize that she's that generation
That's right.
that understands social media and marketing
Yeah,
like you and I don't.
and but she does other things too. She does that's just like probably 2% of what she does. Because the other thing is like I'm really bad with follow up. Like I'm good at making my calls. I'm good at doing but if I'm supposed to set you up on an email, I probably will forget.
Yeah.
And she's, Mom, did you do this? Hey, I just did it for you. I heard you say that.
Yeah.
Like,
I got it done, Mom. Got it done.
Yeah, because we think so much alike.
Yeah.
So she's able to hear what I'm supposed to do and then actually do it. So
That's awesome. That's really cool. I wonder, my boys are so young right now. They're 6, 8, and 11, but they pick up everything. So we sponsored Luke as my oldest. We sponsored the baseball team last year. We'll do it again this year. And we have these big, huge banners, like 4x6 banners on the fences around the fields. And he came out last year, and my marketing director, Sony, who's recording this, will fully appreciate this, because he came out and he said, Mom, and in Sony's defense, he did not design the banners. I did on Canva. And he comes out, it was like the end of the first game. He's like, Mom, your name needs to be bigger. You need to ship this over. And he starts critiquing my banner. And I'm like, Luke, like, why do you care? And where are you learning?
But good.
But he's not wrong. I looked at it and I was like, ooh, he is right. Like, I need to make some changes next season. So they do. It's funny that what they absorb.
Yeah, they are, good at my kids started, when they were little, doing my because I did a lot with expired listings, and they would handwrite the envelopes, right? Because I'd have to do all these mailings and stuff, and it was kind of tedious, and girls are good with handwriting. So yeah, they've been doing it a long time. Different stages.
So tell me about your market. We'll jump topics.
Yeah, so I would tell you, and I need to knock on wood before I say this. 2024 was a hard year, and that was across the country.
Yeah, globally, actually. Yeah, it was hard.
First quarter of 2025 in 18 years is the best first quarter I've had in 18 years.
Woo, nice.
Yes.
That's awesome.
And you know what I did is I really doubled down on my clients and my friends, and I went back to them and I was like, hey, 2024 was horrible, and I'm 100% commission. Like, I need help. And they were like, what do you need me to do? And I'm like, please refer me. Like, please don't forget about me. And that's one thing as an agent, we've been taught, post it on social media, post how great you're doing, post this, post that. And sometimes it gives the wrong impression to your clients who are like, I didn't, everything you're posting is how great you're doing. I didn't realize. And thank goodness
you
for
were
them.
genuine.
Yes.
It's one of the things I love about you. Initially, when I met you, is that you were so genuine. And you were that way with your clients. You're so genuine, they can relate to.
Yeah, and so my daughter was funny because Allie was like, I overheard you saying that, and I could not believe you were admitting. And she was like, but hell, it's like, it's not about working or not. It's just, that is the reality, is it was a hard year. And I do need help because it is our past clients and our friends and family that keeps us in business.
Yeah.
Right?
It really is.
And I want to make sure that I do everything for them and earn their referrals, earn their respect, but it was good.
Yeah, a great agent though operates it's not the cold calls, it's not the random, it's the referrals, because you come with credibility.
That 100%. 100%.
Yeah. Are you seeing, what I feel like we're seeing in our market across the board is that people have decided that the market's not going to tank and interest rates aren't going anywhere, and now we've got these people that were sat and sat through 2024, wondering what was going to happen. And now they realize
if you're going to buy, you need to go ahead and do it.
Yeah, just do it.
100%. Yes. And the elections, I said, and I hate talking politics, and this is a very neutral statement that I'm getting ready to say, but the two things that are very volatile was COVID and Trump. Whether you are for him or against him, I don't think it matters. It is the only, and I could be wrong, but it's the only presidency that I remember where people are very passionate.
Yes.
Either hate him or love him. There's no gray area. And that, because everybody, felt like last year was waiting to see.
Everybody's waiting. What's going to happen?
That's right.
Are the elections going to change things? Are they going to stay the same? Is the
That's
market going to crash? Is the economy going to skyrocket, or is it going to tank?
That's right.
Nobody knows.
And I still don't think they know, but after whoever made it,
Yep.
people quit talking about it.
Yeah. I always feel like election years, we slow a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Historically, yes, absolutely.
Because there's always kind of a waiting game
That's
to
right.
see what's going to happen to people's taxes. Are
That's
rates going to go up?
So with us, we're seeing prices have gone up a little bit. They're still increasing, but more like 1 to 3%.
Yeah.
Which I think historically is what you would expect.
Pretty average.
Not the 29% that COVID did. They're still going up. The days on the market are a little bit longer.
Yeah.
But girl, when I first got real estate, it was 9 to 12 months. When I would take a listing, I mean, I got in 2007, right?
Yep.
I mean, it would take
you came in right after the last crash. Yeah.
Exactly, 100%. I'd come in there and be like, it might take me a year to sell your house.
Yeah.
So
back when you wanted buyers and not listings.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. So it's not there. We're seeing about 3 months. It's taken more like 67 to 72 days.
Yeah.
That's still, to me, that's incredible.
Yeah.
And honestly, in COVID, 2022, when everybody put a sign in the yard and you have 50 offers and you couldn't type it fast enough, and it comes literally, if you pause to actually see the house, you'd miss it.
Yeah.
That's not fun either.
No, it's not.
So to me, I like, give me the 60 to 72 days on the market and actually get into the house and be able to look at it.
Yep. And give buyers a chance to think about it before they make the investment.
That's right.
And then I feel like there's a little more negotiating now too, and a little give and take
in
a lot of markets.
100%. Yep. Sellers are a little bit more realistic now, realizing that if you miss that bubble, you miss the bubble of putting sign in your yard and get 25 offers.
Yeah.
However, prices are still really good.
Yeah, ours are too.
Yeah.
We actually, in certain areas, we still are. Our inventory is so low. Where we're at. We're getting multiple offers on things,
but we're getting more and more inventory.
Yeah,
but
we are starting to see it. We're headed
Yeah.
into the spring market. Praise the Lord.
Yeah,
and
really.
we're seeing stuff pop up. But I still am getting buyers who are sending me listing after listing. They're on Zillow, and I'm like, sorry, it's under contract. Yeah, stuff isn't up.
Things are still moving. Like I said, I think this is more of a normalized year.
Yes. Yeah, I'll be curious to see. So what are your goals for this year?
That's a great question. Goals. I would like, so I said I had 8 agents, 2 that are my children. I would like to grow that to 15 agents.
Wow, good for you.
And 90 million in production, which last year, not a great year, but the year before that, we had done 87 million. And my goal has always been
8.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's a
my
busy
goal's
year.
always been to do 100, which I've never made it. But this year I'm like 90. Okay, we can do this.
Yeah.
We'll see if it actually
And
happens.
for the consumer,
That's 200 homes.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you know how many homes?
Yeah, 200 homes.
Yeah, and which is an average price at an average price point.
Yeah, and our average price point in our area is 460.
Yeah, that's pretty
So
average,
if
actually.
you want something at the beach with water views, it's going to be millions.
Yep.
Right? It's always funny to me that people will call and be like, I want to be at Wrightsville Beach with ocean views for 200,000.
I just had one of those calls last week.
I'm like, I tried add a few more zeros to that.
Yeah.
However, for the most part, it's still, it's 460.
Yeah.
So
It's a pretty average price point.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're like us. You have water, high end, and then you have very average suburbia.
That's right. That's right.
Which is nice.
And that 460 is a combination of everything.
Yeah.
So that's the good and the bad.
Cool. So big goals. I think you're gonna have a great year. I'm excited.
I hope so.
So are you excited for R4?
Yeah,
You have lots
I'm
of plans
very-
this week?
I do. Tomorrow is like the busiest day that I'll have. It starts at 8:30 and I don't believe I am done until like 8:30 a.m. and I think my last thing is like 10 p.m. So
Wow, that's a long day.
it's a long day in Vegas.
But this is
And the
great.
time change, I'm trying to get used to the 3-hour difference. And
Yeah. For those that don't know, we come out here and your phone is still ringing. It starts at 8 o'clock on East Coast time.
yes,
Which is 5 o'clock here.
yes,
And you start picking up the phone very early.
Yes,
No
yes.
complaints though.
no complaints. No,
All right,
we need
so
the phones ringing.
tell our friends where they can find you.
Jennifer Bullock, like my website. What do you want?
Yep, your website and your podcast.
Yes.
Actually.
Podcast is Mind Over Market Mondays, which are every Monday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. And my website is homesforsellwilmington.com.
homesforsellwilmington.com. I
Yes, ma'am.
love it. Well,
Thank you.
thank you. Thanks for
Yeah.
joining us.
Well,
It was
thank
really
you.
awesome.
This
I'll
was,
see you all week. So
yeah, and I am so for y'all. I'm doing this next year. This is amazing. This was a
thank you.
great idea. So thank you for inviting me.
Yes, and thank you. You're our
Yes.
first guest this week, which is awesome.
Yay.
And if you enjoyed this podcast, make sure that you like and follow and subscribe to our podcast channel. And we can't wait to bring you more great agents from all around the country, those that run teams, those that run brokerages, those that work with family, and are building successful businesses. For those out there that are looking to maybe build a business with your family members, Jennifer had some great insight.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us, and we will see you soon.